All right, class, let's get started here. We've got tip testing this week. We're working on our green stripe last week, so we'll get a chance to test for that this week on the Sinawali's that we practiced, whether it's single, double, or double, depending on your rank. We'll also get a chance this week to review some of that sparring curriculum we did last week and just get a little bit more repetition under our belt, feel a little more comfortable with those movements. So that's what we got coming towards us today. Let's go ahead and have a blast. Come to attention. Set position. Student creed, sir. Line 1, I pledge to develop myself in a positive manner. Line 2, I pledge to use what I learn in class constructively and defensively. Line 3, I pledge to foster friendships and contribute to my community. And back to All right, everybody, we're going to keep our warm-ups nice and simple today. Each one that we go into, I'll give you an option for something a little bit more challenging. And we're going to be going 45 seconds for each one. Finally, I think I mentioned this last week. I'm not going to be doing any jumping jacks, but if you would like to do some jumping jacks, go ahead and add some jumping jack sets around the world. So that means you would go 10 regular, facing the front, you go 10 shuffle, where the legs cross. And then you do the 10 Nordic jacks. Once you've done that, you turn face to the side, same thing, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and then finally you are done. Or if you feel a little more like a challenge, then do the front one more time. So it'd be front side, back side, and front one more time. All right, so first warm up here, we're gonna start with some squats. Again, we're going 45 seconds. If you wanna make it a little bit more challenging, then you can add in those jumps instead. Ready, on your marks, get set, and go. Bend the knees, stand up. We've always talked about keeping good posture in these, right? Make sure that the shoulders stay back, that you're not bending at the hips. Keep good posture. And of course we mentioned as well, the quality is more important than the quantity. I would rather you get like 20 really great squats that way you get to the proper depth, that you keep good posture, than to get a whole bunch of ones that are really sloppy, right? 15 more seconds, let's keep going. I'm gonna speed it up just a tiny bit here. 10 more seconds. Oh yeah. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and break. All right, next up, we've got our just regular push-ups. If you'd like to do something a little bit more challenging, then bring those hands in and make a diamond instead. Or do as I'm gonna slow it down a little bit, okay? Finally, reminder, I'm going knuckles down. You guys do not have to do that. Please do the palms down, whatever you're comfortable with, okay? 45 seconds, on your marks, get set, and let's go. Especially on a couple here, I'm just gonna try and control my descent, and same thing as I rise back up. Give myself a little extra challenge on that. The breathing, remember, you want to push away the hardest point of the movement. It's pretty easy to fall. You just kind of let gravity take over. When you're pushing against gravity is when you have that challenge. 10 seconds left. Oh yeah. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and break. All right, final one. We're going to be doing some crunches here. A little more challenging version would be an erg. If you haven't done that before, body extended. Notice I've got my shoulders off the ground and my feet. I'm going to bring my chest to my knees and my knees to my chest. Trying to squish it into the middle there before we extend back out. Again, 45 seconds for the whole set here. Ready? Pick one of the two and go. Sitting up tall. Ooh, sorry, it's supposed to be crunches, right? Just getting those shoulder blades off the ground. Of course, if you want to do those ergs, those can be a lot of fun. Get you a great ab workout, especially if you're spending a little bit more time inside with a little bit of rain. Get a good workout in. Make sure you keep your abs tight too. Think about the muscle group as you're working it. Try and squeeze the abs as you come up. There we go. 10 more seconds, everybody. 5 more seconds. And break. Nice work. We've got our message of the week next, so please feel free to add a little bit of stretching in now as we go over our message of the week. All right, everyone. So our message of the week this week is lengthen your line. And the idea behind this message of the week is that you can take this idea of a line. It can be like a representation of the skill and the experience that you've accumulated in something over the weeks, months, or years that you've done it, whether that's something like basketball, or if it's playing piano, or if it's some martial arts. And the goal is that when you look at this line, that you don't look to the people around you and compare where your line is to theirs, but you compare your line to where it's been in the past and see, have I made improvements? Have I made strides to become better at what I'm doing? And especially in this time here, there's probably a lot of things where we either haven't had the chance to do recently because we couldn't, right? Or maybe that it wasn't something that was at the highest of importance in our lives, and it kind of got pushed to the side a little bit, but we're getting a chance to come back to it. And that's why I implore you to not look at, am I better than I was in February, but say, it's not a one-time thing to think about, it's an everyday decision. Am I lengthening my line today? So instead of looking at how good I was at something way back in March, right, like March 14th before lockdown happened, it's, am I getting better today than I was yesterday? And that's the idea of lengthen our line. It's not about the people around us, it's, hey, can I improve today? What choices can I make to lengthen my own line? And so that's our message of the week. Think about those things, whether it's something you haven't done in a while because you couldn't, or just you had to put it off to the side a little bit, or maybe as you practice it, you still felt like you weren't making those same improvements that you would have been able to do back last year. Lengthen your line. Are you better today than you were yesterday? That is our message of the week, guys. We've got some Sinawali coming up next. All right, Black Belt. So we've got our Sinawali set to review. We started working on this last week, so let's jump right into this. And we got our 2 sticks here. We're going to be on our stick fighting stance, and we're going to start with going through double stick Sinawali, just the regular version here. Excellent. So we finished up those first 6 strikes. Now we're going into double stick Sinawali high. The difference with this is any strike that would be going down to the knees is instead going to come up to the head. So I would strike head, that one stays the same. For regular, this would normally come down to the knee, but instead, it's going to strike to the head. And then that last one stays the same. So in this one, all we have to do is change this strike to a strike to the head. That's the only change that we need to make, okay? So we've got regular, we've got high, and then you can probably guess what's going to come next, right? Especially if you watched and took part of class last week, right? Double stick Sinawali, low. So any strike that would normally come up to the head, instead is going to go down to the knees. So I'm here, first strike, instead of up to the head, strikes to the knee. Follows through just like before. Second one strikes to the knee, follows through just like before, and this one strikes to the knee and it retracts. 3, there we go. One thing that you can do as you start this, notice how I've got right now the right side on top, mirroring you by the way, so right side of your screen, I'll call this my right arm. You can switch it here, so strikes to the knee and follows through, strikes to the knee, follows through, boom, like that. So just another way to do it if you'd like to. It's following the same pattern, but not necessary, okay? So again, we start with our regular. High, low, high, high, low, high. Then we go up to double stick Sinawali high. High, 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 high. Then we got double stick Sinawali low. We have to change this first one, second one stays the same. Change that third one, and we're back. Then fourth one changes, fifth one's the same, sixth one, excellent. Now, let's run through all 18 of those strikes. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, high, 7, 10, I've lost track of my count there, 12, low, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, we're set. Now we can jump into part 2 of this set. This part is going to involve single double stick Sinawali along with some angle 4 strikes and some angle 4 blocks. So just so we can do the same thing at the same time here, let's assume that we are the higher ranking partner and we are practicing this with a lower ranking partner, okay? Because the order of some things is going to change slightly. We just finished our Sinawali low. 1, 2, 3. After this one, we're going to bring both sticks up so that we're ready for a single double Sinawali. Now we're going to start with the right hand and the left hand. So we're going through one entire set, and then I'm going to give them an angle 4 strike, which they'll block. Notice this right hand is up and ready, so I strike. Now we're going to do single double again, just starting on the opposite side. Left hand and right hand. Then our angle 4 strike here. So notice we're switching hands. We go right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, and left. Cool? Again, we start single double, we make it through the entire set, so all 4 strikes, and then we stab with the hand that's ready. Now we start single double with the hand that's ready, which would be this one over here. Same thing, all 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then of course, we stab with the one that's ready. Now we're going to do that same thing, but remember I mentioned that the order might change for something? Well, this is where it changes a little bit. Since we just did these angle 4 strikes, our partner was doing the angle 4 blocks. Well, now they're going to do the strikes and we get to do the blocks. So, right, we just did our angle 4 strike here and they blocked. Now we go back to single double, starting with that right hand. High, low, high, low. Now they're getting ready to strike us. We need to take our right hand and we need to block their angle 4. If you want to, you can go thumb down like this for a traditional. If you want to, you can stick right here. Thumb up. And now we go through single double again, starting with, of course, this left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. And guess what we're going to do? We want to block their angle 4 strike. And if I just pull this hand right to my ribs, it's nice and nearby, I'm ready for my double stick Sinawali again. I can go through regular, and then I can go through high, and then I can go through low. And guess what? We're right back to that single double, which, let's do it together. Right hand single double, left hand single double, right hand angle 4. Left hand single double, right hand single double, then we've got that left hand for angle 4. Doing it again, but this time we block. 1, 2, 3, 4, block. And done. Nice work, guys. That is the full set. Let's get a quick recap of the entire thing. Starting from our stance here for a regular double stick Sinawali, we go through our regular set. All 6 moves. 4, 5, 6. Now high. Now remember, this doesn't mean reach up really high and do this. It just means I need to strike to the head. As long as I keep my hands in this box that we've talked about from my hips and my shoulders, I should be able to do that. Head, 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 4, 5, 6. And then finally low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now single double. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, stab. Other hand now. 1, 2, 3, 4, strike. Same thing now with blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, block. 1, 2, 3, 4, and block. And we're ready for that full set again. Nice work on that double stick Sinawali set. That's all we're working on today. But before we jump into our sparring, I want to talk about one more thing, which is something you can think about and kind of try on your own, is the double sticks or our Sinawali set, but it's done with a 5 count instead of a 6 count. So let's talk about that super quick. Again, this is just a bonus extra thing, especially if you've seen this full set before and you feel really comfortable with it. So try and challenge yourself, try to improve on this by utilizing this 5 count as opposed to the 6 count. Now, the purpose of this, before I go into any demonstration or anything, is you noticed at the end of our single double Sinawali sets here, we ended right here on our right side and we did a double stick Sinawali set again starting on the normal side. If I go to a 5 count, it's going to allow me to instead finish up on the left, and then I can go on the left side to start off the single double, or the double stick Sinawali, double high, double low, and that'll be right, that single double. So that's the purpose of it. Our hands are still gonna follow the pattern of follow through, retracting, follow through, retracting strikes. But after 5 moves, we switch from regular to high, and after 5 moves at high, we switch to low. So let me show you what that looks like. Normally, double sticks Sinawali, regular would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're done, right? Well, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're gonna go to our high. 1, that one doesn't actually change, it's nice. 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice how my hands are still moving in that original pattern, follow through, retracting, but after 5 regular, I go to high, and after 5 up high, I go to low. So that would be the changing part right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you'll notice that now, since I used that right hand, this left hand is what starts me on my single double. And when we get to the finish of this, I should end up on the opposite side. So let's see if that's true. Block, high, low, block. And look at that. Here we are. Boom. Then I would go through again. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'd start my single doubles again. So that's the 5 count. If you want to add a little bit more, even more challenge to it, that left side, when I get 2 single doubles, boom, boom, here, I would, as the higher ranking, block first, and then the lower ranking would strike first. So we can really give ourselves a fun time with that. So that's our Sinawali set. Let's jump into our sparring, guys. So last week, guys, we talked about our triple roundhouse kick back knuckle punch. So let's get practicing on that real quick here. Remember, in that sparring stance, the goal was to try and do a small slide for each roundhouse kick. So I'm going to pull that chamber up. 1, 2, 3, back knuckle punch, and then slide back out. If you've got a target, usually that means you're not going to hit it with the first 2 roundhouse kicks, right? Especially if I'm sliding for all 3 of them. It means that I'm trying to slide and get the roundhouse kick. I'm trying to slide, they're backing up, and on that final one, I was able to reach them, and I continued with that back knuckle punch. So, there's nothing more to add on to this one. So let's get 45 seconds here, practicing that triple roundhouse kick back knuckle punch. Hey, black belts, real quick aside here. As we practice this next 45 seconds, if you want to add a jump turn back kick in there, now's your chance. So basically the combo would be still that first 1, 2, 3, back knuckle punch, but then I'm going to turn spot and throw that jump turn back kick, okay? So again, as we do our next 45 seconds here, if you want to add that jump turn back kick, please do. Let's go for it. I'm going to be focusing on keeping my lead hand up. If you haven't already, I'd advise you pick one thing that you really want to focus on today to make sure you get the most benefit from this practice. About 45 seconds, let's go. You're going to see, right, I mentioned that I'm practicing that this lead hand from that left hand there sticking out right now. I'm going to focus a little less on my sparring stance. I'm still, at times, going to have it in there, but that last kick didn't get too high, did it? All right, I'm focusing on one thing primarily. 1, 2, 3. Not letting anything else fall to the wayside of no longer chambering or no longer punching, right? But I want to make sure that I'm really focusing on something at conscious effort to improve. And break. That's it for our sparring, everybody. Keep working that triple roundhouse kick. Keep thinking about that balance as you go through. That lead hand sticking out. Boom, a good back knuckle punch. Keeping that clean as well. Excellent work. We got some announcements next. So I'd like to remind you that not this week, but next week. So Thanksgiving week will be closed Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Regular classes, regular private lessons, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we will not be open indoors. So for classes, that is. So. That's it for our announcements, everyone. I hope you guys had a great week with your tip testing here. Looking forward to seeing all those videos. Let's come to attention. Let's bow out. Class dismissed.